Welcome to your Creative Studio Vintage Stationery Subscription Box Unboxing, June 2020. That was a long intro. And because I usually receive these boxes so late, you get the added bonus of joining me in using some of the items in my journal. This is Barbara from Vienna, Austria, and this is your channel for vintage inspired art. Because these boxes are coming from North America and I'm in Europe, and especially now with the pandemic, I usually receive these boxes much later than other YouTubers, but I love Amanda's boxes so much that I'm happy to wait as long as they take to get to me. I will let you quickly watch the unboxing with some beautiful music, and I will get back to you in minutes 7 and 11 seconds in case you wish to skip ahead to the creative part. So welcome back. In the meantime, I have taken some of the lovely papers and coffee dyed them very quickly. Some actually even have some tea bag stains on them, like this one. And some also have some yellow splatters on them. So I used my Wild Honey Distress Stain on some of these while they were still wet. And I also used my tea dye Distress Stain for some of them, just to have a little bit more variety. There's the Wild Honey again. And if you're watching this and you don't know yet, unfortunately these distress stain daubers have unfortunately been discontinued, so they are quite hard to find at the moment. Here again on the doilies I used the distress stain, and under that I used the tea dye, but then the dark brown part you see there is actually some calligraphy ink, and this is in sepia. I added that while it was still wet because this is really nice. It has these glass, I don't know what you call these, drops, I don't know. But it's very easy to just have single drops fall down on your paper, so that's really cool to drop that in like a little puddle, and then you get these really cool designs once it has dried. Really love that effect. Here's more Wild Honey, that's tea dye again. And this one is interesting because you see this orange and the yellow coming out. I'm not sure where that's coming from. It could also be that that's coming from the newspaper that it was drawing on. And here you see I also did the same thing with some of these beautiful labels. And I cut out these cute images from the paper that everything was wrapped in, because these are really cute to use. I think Amanda created her own wrapping paper. It's actually like tissue paper. Really cool. And of course, we junk journalers, we never throw these things away. So I'm going to be working in my beloved journal, door journal from my friend Allison in the US. I will leave Allison's Instagram handle in the description box below in case you want to get such a wonderful door journal. I'm really in love with this so much, and I'm dreading the day that all the pages are full and I can't work in it anymore. I'm working in it so sporadically because I'm just like, I'm hoarding it. And of course I want to work in it. So I decided this was the perfect opportunity to work on another spread, and then we're going to be doing a collage. And I picked a blank page, which I will be covering with one of those beautiful papers that were included. First, I decide to ink up the edges of that journal page with my vintage photo, and I'm doing the same thing with the background paper. Most of it will be covered, but not all of it. So next I'm choosing one of the doilies to serve as a background element as well. I think doilies are always fabulous to use on collages as background elements. And then I wanted to use one of these images as a focal point because there was nothing really in the kit which would work for me as a focal point. So all the elements were kind of more like background elements in my eyes. So I wanted to go with this cute vintage hot air balloon. And now I'm trying to find, first of all, I'm trying to decide which of the two doilies I want and the right position. And I decided to go with this one with the wild honey splatter because I just like the pop of yellow on the page. It just livens up the whole page. Next, I'm looking through these papers to see which one maybe would also work underneath. And first I chose this one because it had the tea stain on it, but then I realized that the tea stain was actually disappearing behind my doily, so that wasn't, so I didn't want to waste it. So I chose another one that has a little discoloring on the top left corner, so that would remain visible. Next, I wanted to add some of these labels as well. So here I'm just playing around trying to figure out what would work best. I'm thinking, you know, if you use all neutral colors more or less, you can't really go wrong with the with how you're putting it together. It's just a matter of personal preference. Then I decided to take these cool doily washi stickers and see which ones I could make work. I didn't want to introduce too much color, but this color I thought worked well because it had a similar color to the tea dye distress stain. I really like those half doilies actually. Such a cool idea. And then I wanted to use these strips kind of like a washi tape. So here I'm just cutting parts down, and I'm going to take another one as well for the bottom there. Those are so cute. And you might know I always like working in triangles, so now I have my triangle here with the doilies. I have this half doily. I'm just cutting away some of the white because I never like too much white. And I have these two strips, and you can maybe see on the page they form a triangle, and that just works for me. Keeps your eye moving from one to the other all over the page. I'm also inking up the balloon, and I inked up all of the doily stickers. And now I'm starting to glue these elements down with my art glitter glue, which is linked below. And by the way, of course, the Your Creative Studio subscription box site is also linked for you below in case you want one of their future boxes. I must say I have loved every single one of Amanda's boxes. I'm not kidding you. I adore all of them. All her elements she includes they're so well curated. You can always you can take one box and you can do a project with it. You don't have to think about what else will fit to it. It's like everything just works together beautifully. She does such a great job. So now, yeah, I'm gluing everything down, and I'm kind of using a mixed system between working from the bottom up and from the top down. I'm kind of doing some of each, and it seems to work for me. Adding now the washi stickers. So as you can maybe see, I tried to not introduce too many different colors. I have the yellow spot, and I have the kind of like peachy coral color on the stickers, and that's it for colors. Here's just a quick close-up view, but we're not done. I kind of thought it needed something else. It needed a stronger focal point in my eyes. So I have this old die from Tim Holtz, this butterfly die, which is paired in this package together with an embossing folder for these butterflies, and I love this die so much. I got this on a craft fair a couple of years ago. I was showing you the numbers, and I'll show you again on the die itself, because this die is no longer available. So there you see, it's one of the big, what are they called? Big L or something? I don't remember. These Sizzix dies, so they're the ones that would also cut fabric, which is of course is very cool. I've used that one on fabric, and it's so fun. And of course, having a set with an embossing folder is just amazing. And you will see some of the butterflies that I made. So I made these just with some neutral tones. You can see the embossing on them. So there's the two different shapes the two different shapes of butterflies. One has more pointy wings, and the other one is a little smaller and has the round wings. This one I have used my what is it called? Wild Honey Distress Stain on the wings a little bit. Yeah, and there's another one. So I just really love these. And I'm going to choose one as the real focal point, let's say. Yeah, I end up going with that one, but I'm going to add my gilding wax, my copper gilding wax that I'm in love with. So I'm just going to dab my finger in there, and I'm going to try to bring out the embossing on this butterfly and also go around the edges. How beautiful is that? That makes him just even more special. And I think it's a great focal point, and it kind of now reminds me of more of a steampunkish theme, also with this vintage balloon. And then, because I can never stop using the gilding wax once I start, I also put it around the edges of the page. And I just love this look so much. I cannot get enough of this copper. So next I'm just showing you, I usually don't show this, but I'm showing you how easy it is to clean the gilding wax off your fingers, and using a baby wipe actually works a lot better than washing them with soap. And I also think it's better to use a baby wipe because I'm not sure you want all that gilding wax to go down your drain. So now I'm going to attach that with my art glitter glue. And I also wanted to try out this doily stamp with my tattered rose ink, because I thought that ink would complement the other corally type colors on the page. But I was kind of skeptical if that would really even turn out well on the page. And as predicted, it didn't really show up very well, especially because I put it over that splotch there. So I decided to take a scrap piece of paper and stamp it with my vintage photo and cut it out, ink up the edges, and then put that on my collage, and that worked a lot better. So again, I'm gluing that down. And that just creates another fun element. And then I also wanted to add a word, and somehow this page seemed so magical to me, so I thought either it should be the Chase Your Dreams or Imagination. These are stickers I got a long time ago from a Dutch chain called Action that we have here in Europe. I'm just inking that up, and I'm also adding some spice underneath. The spice in my collages is always my cheesecloth, which I love. This one has been avocado dyed, so I'm just cutting it to be a little bit bigger than my word sticker, and then I'm going to glue that on, trying to find the right place for it. And that's our easy collage, easy peasy page. So I hope this inspires you to use your goodies, whether it's from this box or your goodies that you already have at home. So thank you so much for watching. Love you guys.